What's up, guys? It's John Dominique, the Sole Proponent. Today, the title of my video is called Interior Design. And what I want to talk about is this idea that I came across online somewhere on a Facebook forum. And the idea was that someone was saying that they were using science to find the truth. I thought to myself, I don't know if that's necessarily, if science is a thing that'll help us find the truth. It'll help us find the facts, which is not the same thing as the truth. And I think a lot of people go wrong thinking that if they find as many facts as they can and compile them together, that'll get them closer to the truth. I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Most people aren't aware. And by process of elimination, we can see that getting all the facts in the world does not get us to the truth that sets us free. It almost seems the opposite. The more facts we try to get, the further we are away from the truth that sets us free. And the reason that is because the search for the facts becomes attachment, becomes fixation. The seeking, the searching is not the truth that sets us free. The truth that sets us free. So that would mean we would stop searching, which is a counterintuitive way of thinking. And most people aren't aware that the truth that sets us free is not a matter of searching. The truth that sets us free is more like an undoing. It's more like an unlearning, a reversing of the need to search, of the need to survive, the need to have needs. And it's a very counterintuitive way of thinking. Our minds are hardwired to survive, to grasp. You know, as children, as embryos in the womb, actually, we've got this umbilical cord, and this kind of programs are on an unconscious level. It programs us to search for what's on the outside. That's where the search happens. And when I said earlier about interior design, the way to go about finding the truth that sets us free is going on the inside. It's interior, it's inner. And this is a direct contrast to this, what's the word I want to use? This ingraining that we received when we were embryos, receiving nutrients from the umbilical cord. And that's why it's so counterintuitive, why these two modes of operation clash. The mode of operation of trying to seek for facts outside of ourselves and going on the inside, and the interior going, because the path of the truth is internal. And that's a clash between this part of us that wants to reach and grab from what's outside of us. So science, it's a good tool. I'm not saying to throw away science and it's no good, it won't do the job. It's good for a purpose, but if we're attached to science, that becomes an issue. And we have to get very specific we have to get very precise, because without seeing these slight subtle differences and seeing on an unconscious level what's the issue, what the real issue is, we'll continue to bark up the wrong tree and spin our wheels and even go backwards on the path to the soul. So science is good. The facts won't set us free, though, and we can check this for ourselves in our own experience. We're getting more facts as a whole civilization and society as a whole and technology, but it doesn't seem to get us any closer to the truth by process of elimination. And that's because we have to go on the inside. The path to the truth is interior. It's inside of us. So by interior design, we have to see Here's one thing, another way to look at things too, because the facts are not the entire story. They're just part of the story. We have to look at our subjectivity, the subjectivity that we bring to the facts. For instance, we have to interpret the facts. We have to understand the facts. The facts are filtered by our own experience, by our education, by our background, by our understanding, by our culture. There's a number of factors that we bring to the table automatically. Why we value the facts, why we value one set of facts over another set of facts. So there's a lot in the unconscious that we bring to the table that we need to be aware of. And without seeing our own subjectivity that we bring to the facts, it's not going to set us free. We're just going to get more facts, and we think we're going to make progress. The way we've always done things, it was always, get more facts. And that's the materialistic way of thinking. You get more, the more is better. But in this case, on the path to the truth that sets us free, it's actually a reversal of the need to get more facts, of the need to have needs, of the need to be attached to the facts, our fixation on the facts. Because that's what's happening on an unconscious level in science. We think we can get the truth by getting more facts. So we're attached to the facts. We think we value the facts, and getting the facts is the best thing to do. We're only doing what we think is best. We're searching, we're seeking, but the truth that sets us free doesn't come by searching and seeking. It comes by just staying with the truth and allowing what's there to be there, and undoing the need to search, undoing the tendencies, the fixations, the instincts to do, to acquire, to have the process of thinking, to have the whole process of science and its measurements. And the facts, we're attached to the facts. That's not the truth that sets us free. It becomes kind of comical if you think about it. But like I said, the interior, what we need to do is go inside. That's where the process of spiritual awakening happens. But we need to, in order to do that, we need to see how, what's the word I want to use, how programmed we are to reaching outside of us instead. If we notice we're turning to science because we want the facts, and the facts are external, we have to get them through the measurements, we have to get them through whatever scientific methods are there, and we think we can get the truth by getting the facts, and we think the facts are outside of us, and we think that's going to give us some type of value. But the truth is, we're one with the value, and we can't see that if we're always turning outside of ourselves, reaching outside of ourselves instead, because the path is internal, it's interior. A wise man once said, clean the inside of the cup and the outside would become clean too. Another wise man said, he who looks outside dreams, he who looks within awakens. And that's what I'm trying to point out here. That's my message. This is important. The interior is where the field where we need to do our work. And we can't do that if we're too caught up, too preoccupied with trying to get facts from science or logic or reason or whatever else we're depending on. It's a very subtle twist in our mentality and our attitude. We have to pay attention to how that shifts things, because we tend to easily, if we're not paying attention, to go back to the old way. The way things are now, everyone's going outside of themselves, and there's no interior work. There's no work on our own subjectivity. So the truth, the entire truth, includes our objectivity and subjectivity, but no one pays attention to the subjectivity that we bring to it. Everybody saying, if we just get all the facts, the objective part, they think that's what's the best thing, and we can just forget about what's subjective because that doesn't count. It doesn't mean, in some reason or other, we don't think that matters. We think there's no value in the subjective part, but there is. That's the whole that's a whole half of the equation that we're missing, basically. And that's done on the interior. Again, that's the battleground, and it's in our own subconscious. It's in our own mentality, in our own approach to the way we go about spiritual awakening and our spirituality in general. It's interior. It's not outside of us. So the interior design is like a shifting of our own attitude, our own approach of how we go about seeking what we're looking for. Because a lot of times, if we're honest with ourselves, what we're trying to get some type of value from the facts. Basically, we think the facts will bring us something. And this is another attitude that we need to be careful on, because that's more materialism, that's more attachment. We think we can get something from the truth, but the truth is the reverse, it's the opposite. We have to give something. The truth takes away from us. It's an undoing. It unglues us, and this identity of who we think we are, this personality, it punches holes in the psyche. And this is a very sensitive area most people don't want to deal with. People want to avoid it. They get hurt. They attack it. People will become vicious about it. They want to avoid the process. They want to resist it. And they don't want to pay attention to it. They don't want to see that, in a way, they don't want to see the truth. Because if they see the truth, it'll erase them, and they'll lose ground. They'll lose foundation. They'll lose security in the way things are, in the way that the identity operates. And that's a challenge. It's a very sensitive area. People get their feelings hurt very badly, and a lot of times it'll make things worse when people become aware of this and how this identity and this personality is actually keeping them away from what they're trying to get from the facts and the value that they're trying to get. That value is within us. It's interior, but we're focused on the outside. We're going outside of ourselves when it's actually here right now in this moment. But we think it's somewhere in the future or in the past. And we very rarely settle here in this moment. And that's what the process does. The unraveling makes us more present. It makes us more aware of where we are here and now in this exact timeless moment, which is where God, quote unquote, if you want to call it God, that's the heart of God, or the heart of the universe, is here and now in this moment. It's not somewhere in the future. You can't get heaven by waiting for Jesus to save you. That's not going to do it. And that's a lot of times that's more. So interior, what I'm talking about is interior design. If you're looking for Jesus to save you, that's not interior, that's exterior. And that's going to prolong the situation. And you think in the short run, it'll help me, it'll save me for now, it'll save me from having to go inside myself. We need to see how desperate we are from wanting to avoid the path of going inside ourselves, and why we're looking outside ourselves always for some type of salvation, some type of value, and something in the future to save us. So basically my point is that by design, the path is internal. We have to go inside ourselves, in our own consciousness, in our own awareness, and that's where the work happens. But if we're totally focused all the time on trying to get facts and science and measurements, and it's not going to do it. That's going to make things worse. It's going to put us backwards on the path. It's not going to make us progress. By process of elimination, we can check for ourselves. We can see all these facts aren't doing it for us. We know there's still something missing. There's a feeling of there's still, that's why we're searching, because we think there's more to be found, but it's the reverse. We have more than what we need. Basically, the path is internal. So what we need to do is reconfigure our mindset, our mind frame, the way we think about it, because we have to go inside ourselves, within our hearts, to find the truth that sets us free. And that's the path to the soul. John Dominique, the soul proponent.